it's the Florida Flatbedder here, coming to you from North Carolina, where all the four-wheelers think that they're NASCAR drivers. We're going to go over some numbers later on, but not the kind of numbers that you think. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few.
California coastline, midday Texas sun, misty rain in Smoky Mountain, out here on the run. Lights of New York City, streets of Boston town.
So, and yesterday, before we go into numbers, in yesterday's video, I did a little time lapse of when they were loading. And it kind of looks like the time lapse goes forward and goes backwards. What it doesn't, because you'll notice if you didn't watch it, go watch it. You'll see where they put the product on the trailer, and then all of a sudden the product disappears, and they're doing it again. That's because I made them take it off and reload it. I had to do that with them twice on two separate bundles because they didn't get the grasp that it needed to be in the center of the trailer. If you notice, there's like two guys up on the deck. There was a girl that was putting the beams up on top. Then there was a forklift driver. Then there was two guys over at the pile where the forklift driver was picking it up from. And then there was a supervisor. It took them 3 hours to load my truck. If it would have been me and just the forklift driver, I'd have been in and out of there in less than a half an hour. It was a Teamsters union. They put the first 3 bundles on the bottom, 2 bundles on top, not the third one yet, and had to go take a break. And was gone for like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes. And then came back and started to load the rest of it. But it's killing me because, like I said, there's a storm coming in. I just wanted to get out of there, and I didn't make it, but like to Knoxville. So anyway, we got it off. Now we're on our way over to pick up our next load. So when we come back, we'll go over some numbers for you. Evening, guys. I'm done for the day finally. Picked up my second load, sitting here in, I think it's Greensboro, North Carolina to TA. I'm gonna head out tomorrow from Mississippi. Anyway, the numbers that I was going to talk about tonight, it's numbers that are, if you're getting your authority or driving for somebody that has their authority, such as I drive for Mercer. I watched a video earlier today from a guy named Sammy. He's got a YouTube channel called Makes Sense. I recommend that you go and watch the video. It talks about 65% or 85%, which is actually better. There are a few factors that he left out that I wanted to add into that a lot of people don't think about. I looked into getting my own authority, and I was wholeheartedly going to do it, but I couldn't see the return on the investment. And what I mean by that is it was going to cost me, it ranges. It could have been between $8,000 to $10,000 to get my own authority. You also have to look at the fact that your insurance is going to go up. I drove for Prime. When I left Prime, I went to Mercer. Before I went to Mercer, I did my research. And I never drove for Landstar, so I don't know if they're comparable or not. The reason I didn't go to Landstar, there was a few things I didn't like about them. And one was I had to have my hazmat, and I don't want my hazmat. Don't need it. I got my tanker endorsement. I do flatbed, so I'm good to go. But I pulled up what my numbers are, and I'll run these down for you. You're looking at getting insurance, and this is going to be for your truck, your trailer, your bobtail insurance, and freight insurance. Is roughly going to be about I have a friend who did it. Adding it all together, it's costing him like $12,000 a year. Okay, I pay monthly for my insurance. My trailer insurance is $62. My truck insurance is $157, and my bobtail insurance is $20 a month. That's all I pay. That's a big difference. Now, but you get 100%, or because you're out on with your own authority. What you're getting is 75% while you're at Mercer. Well, let's look at that number. 75% of what? And not only that, what am I getting for that 25% that I'm giving Mercer? One is, look at the insurance. Big difference from what you would be paying if you had your own authority. Second, I get a full inspection on my truck and trailer twice a year, and no cost. Doesn't cost me a penny to do it. Is it expensive to go out in town and do that? No, not at all. But I get it for free. The next thing I get, windshield replacement. Not out of my insurance, out of Mercer's insurance. If I get a crack in my windshield, either one of them, I have two in the front, they replace them. I go down to Mercer, they fill out a little form, the guy comes out there, slaps them up, I'm good to go. Didn't cost me a dime. And I've actually been at Mercer less than, I think, a month, and had to have both of them replaced. It was no big deal. So you got to ask what you're getting for that 25%. Now, I don't have a dispatcher. I'm not force dispatched. I have a coordinator. I can go pick my own loads off of the Mercer load board. When I call friends that are out there, sometimes there's more, but what I think is funny is Sammy had touched base on this before about double and triple broking the same job. Mercer weeds that out, so I don't see that. I don't see those. But my coordinator at Mercer, his job is to do what I ask him to do, which is, let's say I'm delivering down in Mississippi. This is the date that I'm going to be there. I want you to go and find me a load that pays no less than $1,000 to $1,400, no less than $2 a mile, and I want it to be no further than 120 miles away. So he puts all that in the system. I'm driving down the road. When something hits that, it pops up and he looks at it. Oh, and I'll tell him, look, I don't want to do a multi-stop. I don't want a tarp. I don't want to haul but this much weight. I can tell him all this stuff and he'll put it in the system. Owner-operator, I got to stop my truck, get out, go and do all this stuff to look for a job. Whereas this is happening while I'm rolling to deliver this load. Pops up, he calls me up on the phone and says, hey, I got this load. We'll go over it. Do I want it? Yes? No? Bingo. If I say yep, he books it. It comes in on my Qualcomm, my phone, so now I've got the load, so I know I'm ready to go. So it's not just about how much you're making as far as a percentage, but what are you getting in return for the percentage that you are giving the authority that you're driving under. Like I said, I drove for Prime. My insurance at Prime was 4 times the amount of what I'm paying right now. There was a company that ran on the logistics side, and I'm not going to mention any names. They was trying to recruit me to go over there. Mind you, I just said Prime is 4 times the amount of what I'm paying now. This company trying to recruit me to go to take my truck over to logistics and still haul Prime freight, going from 72% to 80%. But my insurance was going to triple what I was paying at Prime. And I had to pay $300 a week to run under their authority. And that $300 a week was whether I was hauling freight or I was sitting at home. I declined the offer. It made absolutely no sense to be paying that much money and then also paying that much in a $300 a week instead of them taking a percentage. And I had to pay that 52 weeks out of the year. So I declined. And that's when I really started looking into Mercer. Like I said, you get your 2 free inspections here at Mercer. You get your windshields replaced at Mercer, and I'm sure there's other things that I'm forgetting. They facilities, they're not bad. They're not like Prime, but hey, at Prime you got to pay to do your wash. Mercer you don't. So that's one benefit, I guess you could say. There's others that are there, What I noticed too is at Mercer, it's a lot of the older generation truck drivers are there. That's just like, I bought my truck through Prime. The whole time I've had this truck, it's been governed to 62, 65 miles an hour. My truck is still governed. I haven't changed it. And that's the first thing a lot of these guys do when they leave. But it's about, like I say, asking questions. When I was at Prime, I went and searched out the old guys that had been there 15 years or more, and they were at Prime when Prime had the fastest trucks. And I talked to them about it. We just kind of sit back and shoot the shit. And everybody thinks that it was about the fuel mileage. Well, it kind of was. But what the old timers was telling me is what they noticed was that they weren't in the shop all the time. They would run hard, but then all of a sudden, run real hard 2 weeks, and the third week they were in the shop because something went out on the truck and they were having to get fixed. My philosophy is this truck was broke in. I got 646,000 miles. For 646,000 miles, this truck has been governed at 65 miles an hour. If I go change that now and start pushing this truck harder, well, what's going to go wrong with it? It hasn't had to go that fast except downhill. So I've just left it alone, and I haven't missed any appointments. I get everywhere I need to be, and I don't run out of time on my clock. So, but that's kind of the things that I kind of wanted to add to a video from somebody else, because like I said, I caught his video. It was great where he explained the difference between 65 or 85%, and I'm real happy where I'm at. I'm not ruling out getting my own authority if I can see that it makes sense and then I'm going to make more money. But you have to take that make more money with how much more work do you have to do. Because if I don't want to go out and look to see what loads are out there, I don't have to. My coordinator will do it for me 100%. Call me on every one of the loads. But it's kind of a 50-50 with him, with who I have, with what we do. Because I'll go out, and if I find a load I like, I just go online and book it. I'll never hear from him. I'll hear from the broker. The broker will call me and say, okay, I see you want to pick this load up. What time can you be there? When can you deliver it? And I'll run all that down to the broker. And I can go a week without hearing from my coordinator because I've booked myself all the way out. So that's where I'm kind of going with it, with numbers, because it's everybody wants to say, well, here's what I make. To me, it's not so much what am I making, because I'm making good money. What am I paying out? And what am I paying? What am I getting in return for what I'm paying to run under somebody's authority? That's the kind of things that you need to look at with whatever company that you're going to work for. You need to find, what do you get in return for that? If you're paying for all your own inspections, you got to, under your own authority, you're going to pay for your own inspection. Windshields, you're going to pay for that. Your insurance is definitely going to be a lot higher than what it is that I'm paying right now. And as you go and you watch Sammy's video, I may be making more per mile than what he's making with his own authority. So if you take what his video says in there and plus what I'm paying for insurance, who's really making more money out there? Just food for thought. Thanks for watching.